Hey guys, it is Barbie. I am just going to wait till I see a few humans on and then we're going to get started. So once I see humans, we can get going. I'll just drink my tea. Look how cute this is. My little dog, a heartbeat at my feet. Yay, we've got a human. Maria's on. Hey Maria, what's up, girl? At least we have one little person, not one little person, one person on this call so far. Okay, as soon as I see a few more humans on, we're gonna get rocking and rolling. Oh, the hearts have begun. Let's do this. Hola. Hey, Christina. Okay, we can officially get the party started. Okay. All right, guys, get your pens and papers ready. I'm gonna record this for you guys. Obviously, it's recording. But I'm going to be looking at my notes a lot because I actually have a lot to say and I want to be structured and I don't want to just ramble. So today's call is on mentorship, on how to mentor your coaches to diamond and beyond. So are you ready to get started? The meat of this call begins in 3, 2, 1. Okay, because I really do have so much to say. So I thought about mentorship in the past year for me and what needed to happen in order to help people get to diamond. And now we're at a second phase of helping people get from diamond to beyond, whatever that beyond is, right? So the first part I want you to write down is mentorship begins with understanding yourself. Mentorship begins with understanding yourself. I think a lot of times we focus on what our coaches are not doing, what they're doing. My coaches are not doing anything. We've already had this discussion. We're not going to have it again about how our coaches suck, right? But it really begins with self-awareness. So the question that I want you to write down is, where do I need to grow? So for me, I'll always begin with me here because this is my experience, right? Is for me, I would just tell people what to do. And you could raise your hand if I mentored you this way, right? Because it's my personality type that if I have an idea, I'm just going to run with it and I'm just going to get it done. I don't need a lot of direction. And so what I didn't understand why people didn't just do it, why they needed to be, in my opinion, I thought that they needed to be handheld. And so I needed to understand myself so that I could be a better mentor. Okay, so there are two tools that I want to share with you, and some of you might be familiar with the DISC profile already. That's Tony Robbins uses this. He didn't invent it, but he uses this. It's called the DISC profile. I've put the link up in the Diamond Mine. You can get it there. And if I happen to record this and share this on YouTube, you can just Google it and you can find the DISC, capital D-I-S-C. So let me tell you some things about my personality and how I saw that there were some things that I really needed to work on in order to be a great mentor. Okay. So my personality type, I'm very, at my best, and I'm reading here, at my best, I get things done either by myself or as a group leader. I am bold and adventurous. I mobilize people. This is at my best. I mobilize people to solve a problem, to confront an enemy, or achieve a goal. Like I can freaking rally people, right? This is the problem. And this is where it's really important because we all have weaknesses. And so if you understand your weaknesses, then you can address them so you can overcome them. So Cassie, I was thinking about you. I'm glad you joined here. And you said, you have recruited hundreds of coaches and you've only helped produce one diamond, right? So you can say, and not that you were saying, but you can say, oh, my coaches are this or my coaches are that. But this is really an invitation for you to look at yourself and say, take the DISC profile, for example, and say, okay, these are my strengths, right? So for me, I'm decisive. I can move people. I can do this. I get shit done. But it's an opportunity for you to look at your weaknesses or potential downfalls when you're communicating with people so that you can be a better mentor, so that you can help them and, of course, yourself achieve your goals, right? Everybody's goals. So when I'm stressed out, according to my deep personality, I can be blunt to the point of being rude. I'm like a tank. I run over people's feelings. This is straight up from the disc, okay? And that can be me. I can be hypercritical, demanding, and short-tempered. I can so relate even now. I can make rash and reckless decisions. Yes, that's me. And I can explode when I don't get my way. That's been reformed, but that's pretty much me, okay? So at my worst, I can be a bully, a loudmouth, and a tyrant. Ouch, okay? So to be my best, this is all from the disc profile. I should take time to gather information and think through the consequences of my decisions. Instead of just announcing your decision, explain your reasoning and consult others, respect their input, and keep them informed, okay? This is something that applies not only to coaching for me, but to my marriage and my relationship, you know? So in order for me to be a better human so that I can be a better mentor, and ultimately so that people want to work with me and they can achieve their goals, which is going to help me achieve my goals, I need to work on these personality traits that I have, right? I need to cultivate patience, and I need to see, and it's in capital letters, I need to cultivate patience, and I need to see the value of cooperation, okay? So again, before, I wasn't doing that. I was just telling people what to do. So if I'm not aware of these personality traits about myself, then of course I'm going to be freaking frustrated when people don't get to diamond or they don't do what I want them to do, right? So there are 4 different personality types, and I'm inviting you to get to know your personality type. Some of you, because I saw this was the case with some of my coaches, they did their personality test, but then they didn't take the time to actually understand what it is about their personality and where are the areas of weakness that they need to address so that they can grow. Okay, so that is tool number 1. The second tool is this book. It's called Personality Plus. And so you take this personality test, it is so freaking spot on. I'm a powerful choleric. And Katrina, you said you need to seriously implement this. Underline this, freaking highlight it, circle it, put stars on it. I'm just not, this call is probably going to be an hour long. I'm just not talking out of my butt, okay? I'm telling you that if you take this disc and you truly, truly, truly understand and implement it, you will make a huge, huge difference. You will have an impact in your coaches' lives and your own lives, because it's not, you might have all the right tools. You might have the best training. You might have the, really good coaches with potential. But if you don't work on yourself and you don't understand what you need to address with your personality, and you don't understand yourself, you're not going to be a good mentor. You're not going to get to wherever you want to get. So even though, I was already $1 million earner, I had reached a glass ceiling in terms of my business, because I only helped people succeed if they were completely independent, which meant that I wasn't really helping them all that much. And so in order for me to grow, I needed to become a different kind of mentor. And the DISC profile, among other things, is what helped me. Okay, so Personality Plus is the second tool that I want to share with you. And I am a powerful choleric. It's kind of like the DISC. I'm a very high D. Powerful cholerics are considered to be leaders and commander types, being dominant, strong, decisive, and occasionally arrogant. I'm the best. They tend to be good leaders because they're driven to get things done. However, they might offend some people along the way. We are known as, little star, the powerful type, okay? So examples are Oprah Winfrey, Dr. Phil Donahue, Donald Trump, great, Bill Gates, and Bill O'Reilly. And I actually respect all of them. I mean, but I can totally see how that could not be a great thing. Okay, so to wrap that part of, you must first understand yourself so you can know what you need to do so that you can work with others. What I like about this book, hold on, I just want to reference one section of it. Hold on. And this is, Marie, I see that you're on the call, okay? And, Okay, so let's tone down. What I love about this book is that it gives you examples of areas that you can work on. And I read this book, I was like, oh my God, this is totally Maria, right? Okay, so the problem, for example, is powerful cholerics must be in control. And then it gives you actual solutions, respond to other leadership, okay? So, for example, in dealing with extreme powerful cholerics, I have found that they are comfortable only when in controlled positions. So it gives you examples on how to work with people. For example, powerful cholerics must learn to adapt to social situations and try to relax when you're not in charge, okay? Solution number 2, this made me freaking laugh. Don't look down on the dummies, okay? So one of the most dramatic weaknesses of powerful choleric is his firm conviction that he is right and those who don't see things his way are wrong. He always knows how to do everything the quickest and the best, and he tells you so. So if you don't happen to respond, you're at fault. Okay, and then the third thing is stop manipulating. Anyway, it gives you, okay, I'll do one more thing. It says one of the problems that we as powerful cholerics have is that we don't know how to handle people, okay? So one of the solutions that we've been given is to practice patience. Patience is something that we have to freaking practice. I know that is so true for me. And then solution number 2 is keep advice until you are asked. And then solution number 3 is to tone down your approach. So if you have someone that you're working with, okay, and for whatever reason, my powerful cholerics, I think I've got like, on my team, I've got very, very few. Like, so Josh Spencer, he's a powerful choleric, very independent, so it's not like I had to do anything, right? But and I think Rosa might be a powerful choleric too, Rosa Friesen. But my point is that if you are working with someone who is not like that, if you're working with someone who is just super good natured and kind of soft and, super interactive, mowing people down is not going to work. And so you need to speak a different language, and this must be enacted. Okay, so that is part 1. Who is in to fully understanding themselves? I want some hell yeah. Okay, can I get some hearts? Because I'm not feeling the love over here. I don't know if you guys are taking notes or what. All right, the second part is that the magic is in there we go, guys. The magic is in one-on-one mentoring. One-on-one mentoring, that's where the magic is. So last year I was at 7-star diamond coach in my first business center, and I was just really like, oh my gosh, this 15-star mountain is going to be very, very steep for me. And so it was December, and some of you might remember. It was, okay, now you guys are killing me with the hearts, but it helps. It makes me see that you're listening. It was December, and I'm one of 2 coaches who in the entire network who have been elite every single year. And I just assumed that I was going to be elite. So it was like December 1st or something like that, or November 20 something. And then I saw that, that my elite wasn't a given. And so I needed to have 4 coaches hit diamond, in order for me to be able to be elite. And so I was like, oh my God, I cannot not be elite. And so I messaged 5 or 6 of my diamonds, and asked them, will you guys push for me? And so that is really when I discovered, like, I had to step up and I had to do something different. And what I discovered was the one-on-one mentoring. So what we started doing was one-on-one calls with the 5 people that were, pushing for diamond. And we also started weekly calls, which we are doing to this day. The same little group meets every single Wednesday at 12 o'clock. It used to be 2 o'clock, but 12 o'clock. We're meeting every Wednesday, and we've been doing since December. And I've been meeting, in the beginning, we were meeting individually every single week, okay? So let's get to the actual mentorship part. So you already know you need to work on yourself. Before I say that, let me say that what I used to do is I expected people to do it on their own. I led groups and I expected them to just do the work, and I was very hands off because my thinking was if they want it, they're going to figure out a way to make it happen. Well, great. And some people might do that, but that's not the reality. That's not nurturing people. That's not mentoring. I heard Christine Dwyer say it was one sentence. She's like, you cannot, I don't know how she even said it now, but she said something like, you cannot preach with a megaphone. You have to really mentor people. And that was all I needed to hear. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been totally preaching from a megaphone, with like a gigantic speaker and not working one-on-one. So it was this experience in December that helped me discover that the magic was in the mentorship. And this was the game changer. So this is a quote from John Maxwell, is that you can't nurture anyone from a distance. You can only nurture up front. So just think of, when you think of nurturing, you think of a mother and you think of her like, loving this child, nurturing this child. You can't nurture from a distance. You can only do it up close. So now let's talk about who earns your time. I know that this is something that's on your mind, right? I used to give my time to anyone who asked for it. And the problem with that was that a lot of people asked for it. And as you get busier, you just don't have the time, to give to people. But also it used to drain me. If anyone asked for my time, I would give it to them, but they didn't necessarily work for my time. And this is a forward. If you are not hitting Success Club, that's your first problem, right? Non-negotiable means non-negotiable. You can't expect your coaches to produce if you're not even producing at the minimum levels. And I'm not here to preach about Success Club. My point with this is that the minimum, like, what does it take to hit Success Club, right? 2.5 challenge packs, 3 challenge packs. So if you're not even selling 3 challenge packs per month, 30 days in a month, 31 days in a month, then there's a problem. And so if your coaches are not producing, you absolutely have to take responsibility for yourself, because I wouldn't listen to someone if you're not hitting Success Club. Why would I, as your coach, follow you? So before you can even think about mentorship and really expect your coaches to produce, you just have to fully own it. And no matter what happens, you must hit Success Club. And I'm telling you this, I know you think I'm the perfect person. I'm kidding, but I'm not. I have been a coach. It's going to be 9 years in September. I have never, ever, 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 ever missed Success Club. And it doesn't mean that my life is perfect. It doesn't mean that shit doesn't happen, that I don't have bad months, that I don't have bad days. Things happen. People get sick. The dogs get sick. Just things happen. And I've never missed Success Club. So whatever your excuse is, it's an excuse. But okay, so let me get off my soapbox with Success Club. Because now you're hitting Success Club, so now we can talk about how to mentor and who to give your time to. So number 1, new coaches. Okay, this is the subcategory. So the first call, as long as you're an active new coach, you earn my time. I'm not a major recruiter. I'm not recruiting, 15, 20 people a month. I recruit about 9 to 10 people a month. So, which is a lot, I recruit about 9 to 10 people a month. And depending on when they sign up, I will give them my one-on-one time for the getting started right call. Okay. I think that I want that relationship, and it could be a 20-minute call. So what I've done is I do a 20-minute call where I just get to know them, and then I do the part that is just repetitive, but I want that personal connection. Okay. So after that initial call, if they have 1 or 2 points as a brand new coach, and a brand new coach, I mean like in their first month or maybe even their second month, I will get on the phone with them, doing a Zoom call, and give them that extra attention. Okay. And this is with new coaches and with existing coaches that are not brand spanking new. Write this down. Mentoring happens in small group message threads, and in one-on-one conversations on Facebook, okay? So I used to want them to post just in my Barbie's personally sponsored coach group or in the new coach bootcamp group, but because I'm like, I don't want people bugging me all day long with messages, okay? But that was a mistake that I did for many, many years. And I think that the intimacy and the connection can be lost when they don't feel like you can go to them, they can go to you and ask you for help, okay? So yesterday I did have to tell one of my coaches who's been a coach for a few months, hey, can you not message me and post in the group? Like, can you just, if it's a question that other people can answer, can you go ahead and just post that in the group? And she's like, oh no, what did I do wrong? And I'm like, nothing. But it's just that, I get a lot of messages. So I'm happy to help you one-on-one with conversations that you're having or answer questions that, are specific to your business. But if it's something that you can find in the FAQ, then, or someone else can help you with, then please post it there, because I want to maximize my time that I spend with you and with other people in the one-on-one messages, right? So, again, I have gone away from just asking them to post in my Barbie's PS group or the new coach bootcamp. And with new coaches, I want that conversation. So I just signed up a coach, for example, last month. She was close to hitting Success Club. I'm like, you're doing great. Let's see your conversations. And then we're going back and forth. She sends me voice memos, and that builds trust, and I'm better able to help her. So I love that little tip. And then I saw, for example, that I have the new coach that I'm talking about. She was signing up this person. She's talking to this person, and she was asking questions about the teen cycle bonus. And I was just like, okay, this is an opportunity for me to plant belief in her, instill belief in her. And then I said, do you have a few minutes? Let's hop on a Zoom call. And then I hopped on the Zoom call. I met her little girl, and, I was just being excited for her and saying, wow, you're doing great. And it's just, I was building rapport. And then she said, wow, you're good at your job, and you make this seem easy and fun. And that's the point, Okay. So after the second month, Success Club 5 to earn my time. And that is a hard rule. Like, I stick to that, okay? For years, I'm talking about for years, I ran diamond groups, like Push to Diamond, Run to Diamond, whatever you call them, where I would continue month after month with people who didn't hit Success Club or didn't recruit. Why did I do that? Because they said they wanted it. They said that they wanted to build the business. Frankly, it was because I didn't have anyone else that I saw that could be diamond. And so I wasted months and months and months with people that didn't produce results. And my time could have been better spent with people that were brand new, that I could be helping, instead of the folks that were just around month after month doing the work supposedly, but not getting any results. So I'm really challenging you or pushing you to be solid with to have high standards, and to uphold these standards, and that you not waver from asking people to hit Success Club. You are not doing your coaches a favor when you allow them to be to get your mentorship when they haven't earned your time. I mean, you're not doing yourself a favor. You're not doing your time more. You're not valuing. What am I saying? You're not valuing yourself, and you need to value your time and yourself. So raise your standards and keep them, and write this down. People will rise and fall to your expectations. People will rise and fall to your expectations. Okay. So if you expect them to hit Success Club and to recruit 2 coaches in that month so that they can benefit from your leadership, they will do it. And if they don't do it, then they're just not ready for your mentorship. I mean, that's it, And, it's okay if some people don't hit Success Club and they don't rise to your expectations. That's fine. You'll still love them. But it just means that they don't deserve your time at this particular moment. Okay? So, Katrina, keep your question, because I'm gonna Well, I can answer your question now. What do you do if they don't do what you've asked or recommended? Then they don't deserve my time anymore. So, and I guess I'm going to get to that, but I can talk about it now. So if you have asked them, for example, okay, so I have an example. I was working with Kevin. I don't think he's on right now, but anyway, I was working with Kevin, and Kevin was having some trouble with, using scripts and closing. And so if I met with Kevin and I went over some things with him, well, if I'm mentoring him, I want to be in close contact, right? I'm investing in him. So I want to see that he's implemented the things that we've talked about. If we've gone over talking to people differently, to close differently, and he keeps doing the same thing, then that's a problem, right? So sometimes results are hard to measure. And so I was meeting with Kevin, his scripts. So one week I'm like, okay, he's still not producing the results that he wants, but he'd make a change. Little dog, be quiet. He'd tweak it, but then I could see that even though he wasn't there yet, I could see the progress, right? So if people don't follow through, then I just don't meet them. I just don't keep investing my time with people, because you want this job to be fun, guys. Coaching should be fun. And there are hard parts about it. Absolutely. It's hard freaking work, but it should not be all a drag. It should be fun to work with people, and people should rise to the expectations that you set. Okay. So what if, people are not hitting Success Club and they're not recruiting? Do you keep wasting your time with them? And this is what I'm saying. I'm looking at my notes. You need to do one of two things, or you need to do both of these things. Okay. So the question is, what if people are not hitting Success Club and they're not recruiting, and you've made them part of a group, or you've said, I'm going to mentor you for the next 2 months and we're going to hit this goal of diamond or 1 star, whatever it is, right? Number one, you need to keep recruiting to get the right people. So don't lower your standards, which is what I did for a long time. Don't lower your standards, up your standards, keep your standards high, and then keep recruiting the right people so that you can invest in your time in the right people. Don't spend your time with the people that are not doing the work. It's that simple. B, so A was keep recruiting till you get the right people. B is help them identify the issues. I mean, that's what mentorship is, right? Are they posting the conversations? Because, you can I have this coach that drives me a little bit crazy. And, I just know she's not doing the work. And so, I don't pay too much attention to her, because honestly, like, I just don't see her following through. But she's a squeaky wheel, and the squeaky wheel doesn't get my time. So my questions are they posting their conversations? If they're not posting their conversations, you definitely don't get my time. If I've asked you to post the conversations, I need to see the conversations, because you can say, I'm talking to 3 people a day, and they might be. I'm, inviting 3 people a day. I want to see it. Are they doing their daily activities? I want to see it. I'm not your boss, but if I'm going to give you my time, then I have the right to ask, and ultimately, what is it? Ultimately, I want to help you, right? So by you showing me what you've got, what you're doing, then I can help you. And if they're not willing to do that, then you don't want my help. So if they really want your help, they're going to be willing to show you their work. They're going to be freaking happy to show you their work. Okay. C is sometimes they are doing the work and they're still not producing results. What then? I have a few coaches who have been going for diamond for a long time, and they're not producing results. They're producing some results. Okay, they are sponsoring a coach every few months, but guys, you and I know that for every 5 coaches that sign up, I don't know what your attrition rate is, but for every 5 coaches that sign up, I have a few that probably, cancel, at least 1 or 2 that cancel. One, maybe if I have 10 coaches that sign up, I'm lucky if I have 1 person that actually does something. Okay. So maybe that's a problem with me, but that is my reality. Where was I going? So if they're not producing the results, what I do is I can support them in messages. I can check in with them once in a while. but I am not getting on the phone with them if they're not hitting Success Club. They might need to do more personal development. They might need more drive. They might need something, but that something has to come from them. It cannot come from me all the time, right? So I just took part in the Superstar Revive group, and every day there's been a video with a Superstar Diamond coach, and what I see, I was thinking about like what are the constants in each of these presentations. It's this drive, it's this passion, it's this I'm just gonna figure it out, I'm gonna do whatever it takes. It's action, it's looking for solutions, and this willingness to learn. Okay, those are the characteristics of a successful coach. So first ask yourself, do you have that? Because just because you're in this group, just because you're a diamond, doesn't mean that you're going to stick around. And it doesn't mean that you've got what it takes. It means you can have what it takes, but if you're not passionate, if you're not hungry, if you need to be, just pushed up the hill, that's an issue, and you can either fix it or you don't, and then you're just not going to be around that long, right? So I love these calls, but I recognize sadly that there are some things that I cannot give people. I cannot give them the drive, I cannot give them the passion, I cannot give them this thirst for learning. I can support them, and we're going to talk about support and what happens in the mentorship calls, but there are some things that I cannot give people, and I've learned to let go. And some people just don't have what it takes. And yeah, that might sound mean, but no, it is a business. Ultimately, it is a business, and your time should go with the people that are making shit happen. And your job is to help them make stuff happen, but eventually they're going to have to produce results, and they're going to have to figure it out. Okay. So what takes this is moving on to the next section. Can I show you the little heart on my cup? Look at how cute. Can I get some hearts before we go on to the next section? I need hearts. I need hearts. Are you guys learning something? Are you learning something? I know I talk fast. I feel like you're all quiet, So I'm like, okay. Can I get a comment that you're learning? See, everybody needs encouragement, you guys. Everybody needs encouragement. Even me, I need encouragement. Babe, am I the best wife in the world? He's not there. Okay, the answer is yes. He told me that the other day. Okay, all right. What takes place in these calls? All right, so what takes place in these one-on-one calls? So number one, you have to identify the people that you're going to do calls with. Okay, identify the peoples that you're going to do calls with. That's your number one thing. So as I'm doing this, like I'm just coming off the 15-star boat, right? I see that I've got a few people, so I have to make my list. I don't have that very many people that deserve my time right now. So I'm thinking of like newer coaches that I think can be diamond. I've got maybe like 3 people that really deserve my mentorship. Okay. So identify the people that you're going to do calls with. Number 2, if you guys want to achieve a goal so this is our Diamond and Star Diamond group. If you want to attend the New Coach Leadership Conference, which I'm really pushing you guys to go as a 2-star Diamond coach, or the 5-star, if you want to end the year as elite, you have to identify the people that you're going to do these calls with, okay? And as you sponsor, you have to decide who you're going to give your time to, okay? Number 2, you need to set a team goal. So like I said, it could be achieving 2-star, right? But what's in it for them? And I think I discussed this on another call the other day. So if you want to be a 2-star Diamond coach so that you can go to the retreat in February, well, you need to get there by October 31st. So the way that you can present it to your coaches is, hey guys, so it's individually, like you can write, let's say you have 3 people that you've identified that have potential, okay? So if you only have 3 people, I would really suggest that you pair up with one other coach. It could be crossline, who cares where they come from, who also has the same goal as you, and then say, you know, so-and-so, so I see Katrina, I see Alta right there. Alta and I are pairing up to achieve this big goal, and we want to take you with us. Like, we've identified you because we believe in you, you have potential, and, you know, I know your why. Hopefully you know their why. I know your why. And I know that you want bigger things for yourself. So we're getting ready to start a really intense mentorship program. And the requirements are that you achieve Success Club and that you recruit at least 2 people every month. Are you in? Okay. So you don't make it about yourself, right? You don't say, I want you to do this because I'm going to get to 15-star. I'm going to get to 2-star. I'm going to get to 5-star. I have set this goal for myself, but I want to take you with me, and I'm going to pour into you. I'm going to invest in you, and we're going to do this together. Are you in? And you set the expectations clear and from the onset, okay? So set a team goal. And if you can, I know a lot of you guys can't afford to do like a retreat, but it doesn't have to be like an expensive retreat. It could be, you know, just people are motivated by prizes and incentives. It could be something small, you know, it could be like a diamond jacket, you know. By the way, my PS coaches that came to the retreat, the jackets are going to be replaced. So yay, because they figured out what was wrong. It was like some ink on the ink was new ink. All right, the next step. So the first step was identify the people that you're going to work with. Number 2 is set a team goal. Number 3 is, here we go, create a small group of 5, no more than 6, okay? So I'm not talking just about a Facebook group. I'm talking about a message thread, okay? So I had, we had I call it the 2016 leadership group, and then I have my diamond ladies that were at the retreat. So I like having a group that is small, and when we had the retreat this past 2 weeks ago, we had created like a big message thread. And to be honest, people get lost. The message thread is like 12, 13 people, whoever was at the retreat. And I like the group. It's a fun group, but I told you guys the other day, I don't like this big group because the individuality gets lost. So while it might be great for bonding, we are here for business and we are here to help you succeed. So absolutely, small threads work better to address issues. And so it's for the everyday issues. I'm working with a coach, and that's what happens. So there's the magic of these small threads is that there's bonding, you know, everybody knows what's happening in each other's lives, sort of, right? You have a bad day, you have a good day, but then we get to work and it's like, I'm working with this person. I don't know what to say with this person, or I'm dealing with this lady, or I have a coach who's doing this. How do I deal with that? And so mentoring is coming not only from me, but it's coming from everybody else. So yes, create a Facebook group, you know, to post certain things in there, but most of the magic happens in the message thread. Okay, so I also do, again, this is for a group that has a goal, weekly Zoom calls for the group. And again, everyone hits Success Club in order to participate in the calls and to remain. So this month was this past month in June, I think it was a little bit catastrophic for my people. I don't know what the hell happened, but it's not happening again. And I'm gonna make it clear, because if I'm holding this call for you guys and I'm telling you to have high standards, and then I'm lowering my standards because I love my little groups, then I'm being a hypocrite and I'm not serving myself. My time is super limited. And so moving forward in July, everyone hits Success Club, everyone recruits, because otherwise we're just a big, you know, fuzzy wuzzy team, and I'm not really helping you move my business, your business, or my business. And that's ultimately what we want. So keep your standards high. And so what do we do in these weekly Zoom calls for the group? It really just depends. And Brooke, are you here, or are you going to be listening to the recording? But, I asked that question because I'm going to get to it in a second. If Brooke was here, because it was something that she said that made me think. So what happens in these weekly Zoom calls? It really just depends. A lot of times I'll just ask, okay, what's going on? Where are we with our goals? What do you need? And, one time, Maria's on this call, one time Maria, had an issue with a coach, and we spent the whole hour talking to Maria, telling her she was wrong because she's a very high D. And then, other times it could be, one or two coaches that have an issue, and then we all just work to help that coach. Like if a coach is about to lose diamond, or she's having an issue, or he's having an issue, then we just focus and we rally around that coach. And then the past two calls have been have been determined by me. Like I wanted to talk about the leadership ladder because I felt like that's what my coaches needed. And then the second call was, what did we do the other day? Hold on, Sugi's texting me. Hello, am I still here? What did we talk about the other day? We talked about, it was important. Oh, we talked about the new leadership conference, right? Because, we had reached our goal. I think that was part of the problem, to be honest. I think that we had reached the goal of getting to the retreat, becoming a superstar team, and then maybe people just exhaled, and then, people were missing Success Club, and I just felt like, whoa, everybody's getting loosey-goosey here. And the goal is not to help my coaches be diamond so that I can be 15-star. The goal is to help my coaches be diamond so that they can move to the next level, so that they can make some money. So we needed a new goal, and the new goal was the new leadership conference, right? And so I presented the new leadership conference. Okay, let's examine what the elite points are. So you see, hold on, I'll answer your question in a second, Shannon. So you see the topic of the weekly calls can vary, right? This is so important. This is to Brooke's point that, she says she sometimes feels a responsibility of having an agenda and being like the problem solver and having to tell people exactly what to do. You are working with people who are CEOs of their own freaking business. So you are a mentor, and you guys control the conversations. It's not, I'm not the freaking boss. Like if I come to the call, it's not my job to be like, okay, what did you do this week? It has to be people that are already driven. And yes, I have more experience, and so I'm gonna be better able to guide you. But it's not my job to control everything, right? So don't think that you have to know all the answers. Like you are there to help your coaches. And so for many of you, let's say you want to do a push to diamond because you want to get to 5-star, 2-star, whatever it is. When let's say you have 3 people on a weekly call for the group, right? What does it come down to? It comes down to the basic behaviors, you guys. It comes down to how are you adding people? What are the conversations that you're having with people? How are you connecting with them? Where are your pitfalls? And I forgot to mention something. And then let's figure out what's going on, okay? So what takes place on these calls? In addition, I also do calls for my PS coaches. So let's say Carmen, who's my PS right here. I just saw her post. Carmen has a coach who, and I don't do this all the time because my time is also limited, but I will do it, for my PS coaches. Carmen has a coach who wants to achieve emerald, or, that wants to get to diamond. I will get on the phone with Carmen's Carmen's coach, so that I can have her do the disc profile. I can do my magic on her, and just help her. Okay. One of the things that okay, now I'm going to talk about it next. Okay, so that's what takes place in these calls. These are the little group calls weekly. Identify the people that you're going to do calls with, set a team goal, create a small group of 5 in a message thread, and do a weekly Zoom call for the group. Again, everyone has to hit Success Club in order to remain, and do calls with your coaches. All right, my nose itches. Okay. Can I get some love up in here? Shannon, your question is, sorry if I missed this, I jumped on late. Are these groups limited to Barbie's PS Diamonds? They are. So they are limited to my PS Diamonds, and this is why I'm sharing this information with you, so that you can go and you can do this with your own coaches. That's why I'm giving you all my secrets. And they are not only limited to my PS Diamonds, they are limited to my PH Diamonds who are Achieving Success Club and are recruiting. Because I know that I have diamonds in the group who are not even hitting Success Club. And if you're not even selling 3 challenge packs a month, guys, what the heck are you doing? Okay. That was a loving smackdown. And the frustrating part is that, you say you want to work the business and you're trying and you're doing this, but it's like, if you're not even doing the minimum, then, what the hell? All right, hold on, I'm taking a break. Ooh, okay, we've got like 2 more parts left. Okay. So, what took place? Are you having fun? Can I get some love? Ugh. All right, I got up early for this, you guys. Okay, so what took place in the one-on-one calls? And if you're just joining us recently, I've been talking for 46 minutes nonstop, and it's been like so make sure you go back and you listen to the recording. Okay. All right. Number 1, we talked about the disc profile. Okay. I actually study the disc profile, and I study myself to understand myself. And let's say I'm going to do a call with Risa. I will study Risa's profile. I will review it. I know that Risa likes systems. I know that she is a team player. I know that she's very understanding. And she's the first one to tell you that a long time ago, before I was her personally sponsored coach, because her coach that sponsored her got fired, I did a call with her, and she was just not very turned on to me because I was basically just telling her what to do, and that approach didn't work with Risa. And so I've learned, I was in the middle of saying what I wanted to say before, that for some reason I attract people who are not like me. I attract people who are very like people, very, very like much team players, and like just softer than me, and I don't know what it is about me that makes you love me, but I love it, but I've had to become someone else in order to be effective. And I've really had to work on this skill. So that's honestly, you could see my face with it. Like, that's been the hardest part and the best part of what I do, that I've like become a more understanding person. So take the time to read and learn about your coaches and learn to speak their language. What drives them? How did they learn best? And this is all in the disc profile, you guys. It tells you everything. This is a skill that you have to use to get better and better. Don't just ask your coaches to take this disc profile test. You must ask them to take it, read it, and then also really understand it. Number 2, I have them fill out the one-on-one form every single freaking time. So I pay, I don't know how much I pay, $160, $70 an hour for 30 minutes to be coached by my Tony Robbins coach. And every single week that I do that, I have to fill out a form. Every single week that I meet with her, I have to say what my top 3 goals are. And sometimes my top 3 goals change from week to week, So what are my top 3 goals for the next 90 days? I have to write those down. And every week that I fill out my form, my one-on-one questionnaire, I have to celebrate my successes. I have to say the stuff that I'm dealing with, my activities. And so doing that exercise allows me, even if I think I know what I'm talking about or what I want to talk about, it allows me to gain clarity on my own situation and to identify the possible solutions before I even get on the phone. And so this is why I have my coaches fill out the one-on-one form, which I have shared with you in the Diamond Mine. So I had this one coach who's not talking to me anymore. This is a long time ago. And it's the only coach that, that I've had who like just won't talk to me. And she's like, you're like this Nazi with these forms. I feel like it's so bureaucratic and I don't want to fill it. It's all this paperwork, in order to get to talk to you. And I was like, it's really just to help you. Like, I'm not saying you can't just talk to me, but this is, you know, this is to help me help you so that I can identify where you're struggling. So do have them fill out the one-on-one form every time that you meet. If it's a first time call with a new coach or just a coach, so let's say I was going to meet with Stephanie, and you know, I don't know Stephanie that well. I know some things about her. I would definitely start with your why, like, and just, you know, when you get on the phone with people on Zoom call and you're having a conversation, like just relax, because it's very stressful for people to be vulnerable and to get on the phone. I mean, this is part of the mentorship, you know, being real and just caring about people and letting them talk, you know, just listening to them. So tell me a little bit, like, you know, not what is your why, but like, what is, you know, what's driving you to do this? And listen, and don't be afraid to push, you know, and don't be afraid to ask people, you know, are you willing to work for what you want? You say that you want to, you know, to be home with the children. So are you willing to, because I see the activities, I saw the rest of the form, are you willing to do the work that it takes and to make some sacrifices so that you can get what it is that you want, you know? So I always begin with my why. This is not something that you should skip. Okay, another thing about the one-on-one form, when you see it, you have them read it. And this is going to take practice. This is going to just repetition, right? When people fill out the one-on-one forms, I know before I get on the phone with them what the issues are, and I see where I need to focus on, right? Because I want to know everything that they're doing, but I want to know what they're struggling with. And I'm just able to identify the gaps in their process and to see just what they need to do even before they open their mouths, you know? And a lot of times they see that they're not doing enough of the work. And so you're better able to guide them. So don't skip this part. Okay. So I wrote to Brooke this morning because I love her. And I asked her, you know, tell me what are some of the questions that you had. And she said that, you know, she thinks that a lot of people overcomplicate this mentoring part, right? And that, you know, she and other people feel pressure that they have to be the ones to tell coaches. So if a coach tells you, okay, I want to make $50,000 a month, you know, a week, no, I'm sorry, a year as a coach, you know, how many challenge packs do I need to sell? Listen, if you're not hitting Success Club 10 or 50 or whatever, like whatever, just do the freaking work. Like I'm not, there's a calendar, there's a calculator, and the Team Cycle calculator, you can send that to your coaches, right? But it is not your job as a coach to break down how many people they need to invite in order for them to sell 10 challenge packs, you know? That's not your job as a mentor. Your job as a mentor is to guide them, to help them. Like, it does boil down to the basic behaviors. Who are you connecting with? Who are you talking to? Who are you inviting? What do those conversations look like? How are your follow-ups looking like, right? If, you know, are you doing enough? Because, okay, this is what I told one of my coaches, that, you know, she might have mastered the basic behaviors, but you're going to hit a ceiling and it's time to learn. Josh Spencer and I were on the phone yesterday. We had a great conversation. We were just chatting. And, you know, he's a learner. Like, he's been studying ads, Facebook ads for, I don't know, for the past year or so. And you have to have that. This is a business. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be fun, but it's not supposed to be super easy, right? So you do have to invest in your own learning. And so sometimes my job is to tell coaches, like, it seems like you could really benefit from a course on like pages or, you know, Instagram training, or, you know, it's not my job to teach people everything. And no one has taught me everything. You know, I listened to a call. Christine Dwyer said that thing about the megaphone. You can't coach someone through a megaphone. I got that. I ran with it. I'm like, okay, what do I need to do to become a better mentor? And then I went off to figure out how to become a better mentor. You don't have to be everything to everybody, okay? So it's not your job to do the work for them, to convince them, to break down their financial goals. It's not your job to tell them how many people they have to get to talk to get 10 Success Club points. Don't overcomplicate this, guys. The role of this one-on-one mentoring is for you to help them through the process of the daily activities. Hold on. Hold on. Right. Okay. So weekly call. Another thing is weekly calls are not a given. Okay. Show me the work that you've been doing. Let me see the conversations. Let me see how you're posting them. If we talked about, for example, you're not being good with closing scripts, then I need to see that you've done the work with closing scripts. It really is that simple. You do, I do. You do, I do. You do, I do. And if you don't do, I don't do with you. That's it. Okay, so one of the things that burned me out a long time ago was that I thought, well, you're a diamond coach, you deserve my time, and so I'm going to do weekly calls with you until forever. And then my coaches, my diamond coaches, weren't necessarily doing the work, and I was just exhausted. So it was like they came to just think that I had to be there for them and to just be available for them. And that was just not the best use of my time, and it just burned me out because I needed to focus on my new people too. And so, in the beginning, people are going to really need your time. If they're hitting Success Club and you've got this goal of getting to Diamond or One Star or whatever, they're going to need your mentorship more. But as they gain confidence, they're not going to need you as much, and they're going to grow their little wings, and you're going to push them off out of the nest. But you don't have to meet them every week. It doesn't have to be a weekly thing. When I was going for Elite and we were all pushing for Diamond, I did meet every week with my coaches. And in some cases, I would meet with my coaches freaking 2-3 times a week. Remember that, Maria and Kevin and who else was there in that? Susan. Was it Susan or it wasn't Susan? I don't remember right now. Susan, yeah, maybe it was Susan. Yes, it was Susan. So we would meet, like, if Maria she was having this conversation, okay, let's hop on the phone, let's hop on the phone, let's hop on the phone. So it was very, very, very intense, and we would get on the phone as many times as we needed to. But that you can't maintain that forever until we hit our goal. Then that's what it was, and now we're down to once a week with the group calls. And then I have a bunch of new diamonds that I haven't worked with before, so I offered to meet with them next week. But that's 6 of them already, so I can't meet. I have 30 something diamonds. I can't meet with my diamonds every week. But next week I'm like, okay, if you hit Success Club, you earned the time with me, and so we need to identify some problems that cannot be addressed in a larger group. The problems. One coach is having issues with sponsoring business builders. Well, just in having a conversation in the group message thread, I can't see what's going on. So what I need to do is I need to study her page. I need her to fill out the one-on-one form. And in having a conversation, we're going to figure stuff out and we're going to problem solve. All right. It is 12:57. Are you guys okay with time? I know this is a longer call than... All right, there's 2 little parts, okay? So give me some love because my throat is hurting. We'll do like 10-15 minutes. Oh my God, my throat hurts. All right. Okay, last part, best part, you guys. Are you loving me? Are you loving me? Okay. All right. Okay, this takes a lot out of me. All right, so tips for mentoring and influencing. Okay, so this is from John Maxwell, and this is a book, I forgot, I'll get you the name. Becoming a Person of Influence by John Maxwell is a book that I got for free when I went to John Maxwell training. And it was just late one night, and I grabbed the book off my shelf, and I was like, oh my God, this is the book that I needed. And it really, really made a difference for me. So I was listening to it this morning, and he basically just took the words out of my experience, So tips for mentoring and influencing. And then just, these are bullet points. So write these bullet points down. Earn your coach's trust. Okay. In order for you guys to do significant work with your coaches, you need to earn their trust. I have absolutely no doubt that my coaches would do anything for me, and that they trust me and they know that I truly, truly care about them. And we would not have been able to achieve 15-star, superstar, or elite, had they not had this love and trust for me. So you have to earn your coach's trust. Two, a person of influence nurtures other people. And this one's, I'm not going to say who it is, but a person of influence nurtures other people. You must have positive feelings for your coaches. You cannot disparage them. Hold on, I got a little reminder. You cannot disparage them. You cannot make people feel lesser than. You must have positive feelings for the people that you work with. And if you don't, that's a problem, and they're not going to produce, they're not going to want to work with you, and you're not going to get to where you want. You have to feel good about the people that you work with. And so as a result, like I've had a few incidents in the past, 2 months, 3 months, where I tell people, like, or in the past year, I'm like, I don't think we can work together. So because I know that I don't have positive feelings for certain people, then I can't work with them, because I'm not going to want to get on the phone with them. So I had this woman the other day ask me, she was just very dramatic and stuff. And I said, I just don't think that we're a fit, and I really wish you the best. And she's like, okay, but I knew that I couldn't be a good coach to her. So if you don't have positive feelings about people in general, you need to change that, because you cannot be a successful coach if you don't love people. Okay? So people are influenced by those who encourage them. You have to encourage people. Like, that's why I asked you, give me little hearts. Like, I'm freaking awesome, right? Like, but I need your little hearts too. Okay? I need your encouragement. I need you to tell me I'm doing a good job. I need you to tell me that, like, I'm giving back and it makes a difference, right? And I'm a freaking veteran coach, but your coaches need that. They need you to tell them that they're doing great, or that they're doing something good, And then another tip is be other-minded. Put yourself in their place. Don't just think about yourself. Put yourself in their place. What is it like to be, a new coach? What's it like to be, to be trying something new and not, to be out of your comfort zone? Like, just try to put yourself in another person's shoes. Okay. So when you nurture, and this is another section, when you nurture other people, they receive, what do they get when you're nurturing them? Okay, because when you can just hand them, a link to all the tools, right? But that's not what they need. They need your nurturing. This is the magic sauce, you guys. This is the magic sauce. It's, yes, the weekly calls, yes, the group calls, but the magic sauce is in your nurturing, okay? So when you nurture other people, thank you, Risa. See, you say that. These are reminders I really needed. Thanks, Barbie. Like, that, makes me want to give more, okay? So when you nurture other people, what do they receive? They receive positive self-worth. And, it's just the society that we live in. Like, we are hungry for encouragement. We lack self-esteem. People need positive self-worth, okay? They receive from you positive self-worth. They receive from you, when you nurture them, a sense of belonging. Make your coaches feel included. Make them feel like they're important members of the team, okay? They receive perspective. Like, when you nurture them, they receive perspective. Sometimes we're so hard on ourselves, and you just give them perspective. They receive feelings of significance, and they feel hope. Like, that gives me goosebumps. This whole section makes me feel warm and fuzzy, They feel, do your coaches feel hopeful and inspired and empowered by you, or do they feel defeated? Okay? If you're making your coaches feel poopy and down as a result of speaking to you, that's a problem, okay? So you want to instill positive feelings in them, hope, belief. All right, this is the very last section, is how to become a natural nurturer. It doesn't come naturally to me, you guys. It does not come naturally to me to be a nurturer. So these are things that I've had to develop, okay? Number one, it's 6 of them. Number one, commit to your coaches. Commit to helping them. Commit to nurturing them. Like, really commit, and not just, okay, I'm going to get to diamond, I'm going to get to 1 star, 2 star, 5 star, whatever, 10 star, okay? No, commit to them. So when I asked my coaches to push for us to get to 15 star, it wasn't just about me. I made a commitment to them, and I'm committed to them. As long as they're investing in themselves, I'm investing in them, okay? Number two, believe in them. This is probably the most powerful one out of the whole hour. People will rise to your expectations. You have to believe in people before they believe in themselves. So when you believe that they can, if you tell your coach, you can do this, I believe in you. I believe you can be 5-star. I believe you can be diamond. I believe you can hit Success Club. They are going to want to not disappoint you. Your faith in them means so much to them. They don't want to disappoint you. So pour belief into your coaches. Number three, how to become a natural nurturer. Be accessible to them. This was so important. This is you not preaching on a megaphone. You can't nurture anyone from a distance. You can only nurture up front. So at first, you may need to spend a lot of time with them, but they're going to gain confidence, and that's going to require less time. But give them access to you. And it doesn't mean they have to be text messaging you at 10 o'clock at night. You determine when you can be accessible, right? So Susan says, tough balance to pour in belief and still set boundaries for who you work one-on-one with. But they have to rise to your expectations. Your coaches will respect you for that. So, and I understand what you're saying, but I believe in you. But there's some work. These are the tools. You're going to have to take these tools and do whatever you need to do with them. And maybe it means that you need to put 5 hours of personal development in a day. But these are my requirements. And I love you. I believe in you. But this is what it takes to meet with me. That's the way it is. And I do not accept responsibility for that. Like, I don't take guilt trips. I don't play that, I did before, but I don't anymore. Okay. So number 4, give with no strings attached. Give freely. So, what does that mean? To give with no strings attached and give freely? Just so once you've committed to someone and they are doing the work, like just give, just love, just give, be generous with what you have to offer. Okay. And number 5, give them opportunities to learn and to grow. So give them opportunities. It could mean, doing a call, a team call. It could mean, hey, I want you to go ahead and try this. Like, let them step up. Let them feel that you value them. And, there's so many opportunities. It could be like, go ahead, why don't you make a cute little graphic? And if you're not good at graphics, who cares? Just try it. Just do it, and I believe in you. Like, I just want you to try it. And you don't have to be perfect. Like, see, I'm using the words that I would normally use, okay? And then how to become a natural nurturer, lift them to a higher level to reach their potential. That's our goal. Like, help them want to reach a higher level. Make them, I wrote this down. Where did I put it? It was so good. Yeah. Focus on communicating your vision and on making other people believe in what you hold dear. That's your job, is like communicating your vision with them. And, you lift people up by believing in them. Make them see something that they don't see in themselves, in the business, okay? All right, guys, so I'm going to leave you with believe, the BELIEVE. This is a lot. Are you guys done? Do you want to ask me questions, or are we done? So should I give you the acronym for believe, or we're done? Acronym? Okay, this is it, because this will wrap it up, and then we're done. We're done. Okay, B, believe. Believe in them before they succeed. Believe in them before they succeed. Write it down. You're just writing things down now. E, emphasize their strengths. People think that they have to be perfect, that they have to be an authority, but even though they have a lot to learn, emphasize their strengths. That's E, for emphasize their strengths. L is list their past successes. They must have some successes. It could be tiny. You did a great post yesterday. Oh my God, I love that post. You recruited 2 coaches last month. You can do it again, okay? L, list their past successes. I, instill confidence when they fail. Instill confidence when they fail. Okay, I know you didn't hit your goal to be diamond by June 28th, but I know that you can do this. You have the work ethic. You are such a hard worker. Just continue doing what you're doing, and I'm here with you. I'm gonna help you all the way. Right? E, experience some wins together. Experience some wins together. Did they recruit? Did they get 1 Success Club point, 2 Success Club points? Freaking celebrate together. V, visualize their future success. Man, if you keep up at this rate, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see what your business is going to look like. And just think how good you're going to feel at the end of the month. This is how I talk, you guys. I'm so aware of what's coming out of my mouth 90% of the time. Okay, and then finally, the E is expect a new level of living. Expect a new level of living. Expect them to show up differently. Expect yourself to show up differently. Paint a picture for them of what life could be like, of what they can have. Okay, guys, so that is my hour and 10 minutes of mentorship. I've said a lot. I have the disc profile and the one-on-one questionnaire in the Diamond group. It's in the file section. Do you have any questions for me? Is there anything that I can help you address for the next 4 minutes? I'm super happy to do that. Yeah, I did say a lot. Hi, honey. Okay. Who? You are? Uh-huh. Okay, I'll be back. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, anything, guys? You guys are so welcome. This was truly, truly my pleasure. I hope that you'll go back. I hope that you'll take notes and just apply it, you guys. I mean, this was the magic sauce for me. This is what's working for me. That's making me happy and productive, and you know, it's where the magic is. So it's the first of the month. I'm so glad that we got to speak today. Hit Success Club, guys. Freaking nothing's gonna move forward if you don't start there. And you know, just to recap, get to know yourself so that you can better help your coaches. All right, guys, have a great, great Friday. Yay, TGIF. Good night, guys.